So I was just thinking about fishing and work at the same time. It's a weird thing that I do oftentimes. I love fishing, and honestly, the correlation to what I do for a living, which is, uh, to put it plainly, is marketing. So I market for HVAC businesses. I help HVAC businesses get more customers in through the door through various methods and automations and whatnot. But anyway, I was over here thinking about fishing, I was thinking about this stupid freaking lure that I've got here. Dude, if you haven't seen one of these, so this is a Roman made. This thing is too expensive to be perfectly honest with you, hence why it's still in the original packaging. But this lure is pretty ridiculous, but it's gonna help me illustrate my point. So look at this freaking beast, right? Okay, this is a massive freaking lure. Okay, this lure is bigger than my freaking head. So this lure honestly has never touched water, mainly because I want it. David Swinseed actually sent that over to me a long time ago. He's a Roman made guy, but what I typically fish with, and this is what I was actually thinking about today, is I've got this. Let me see if I can. Totally should have planned for this video. I'm kind of just doing it on the fly because it just was something that just hit me. So, well, here, if you guys do not use Dobbins rods for some of your big stuff, like these Dobbins rods are freaking amazing. And I don't fish nearly as much as I want to anymore because I typically focus more on the business these days, but eventually, hopefully I don't have to work in my business so hard, and I will take back up my fishing. So I used to fish a bunch of tournaments and whatnot, and this is actually from the last time that I was out in a tournament, and it was in the middle of the winter time. So typically I like to throw these big baits. So this is an 8-inch Hud, Huddleston Deluxe, ROF 12. That doesn't mean anything to you. Maybe it does. Anyway, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not into fishing, you might say. I'm getting there, just a second. So when you head out to the lake and you're throwing this freaking big bait here, what do you do? What is the goal here? And why would you throw this? So obviously the goal is going to be big baits are going to catch bigger fish, right? Like it's just like a baby fish is not going to eat this. Like they can't, right? So big baits, big effing baits. This is an 8-inch lure, by the way. So 8 inches on this Hud, and this, them are sharp. This sucker just completely puts it to shame. And this is like a multi-$100 lure, which is absolutely ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. That's why it's not hit water yet. One of these days, maybe I'm going to throw it out there. But I honestly don't even want to get hook rash on it. But I digress. So we've got our 8-inch Huddleston here. And this is designed to get a big bite. So you throw out the big bait and you get the big bite. But what does that do to us? Well, what that does is maybe you get one bite today. Maybe you don't get a single bite. Maybe you get 2 bites. Odds are the big bait, you're not going to get near as many bites. But when they do bite, they're typically freaking giants. So, I mean, it makes sense. All right, so then we've got this little guy right here. So what's this guy for? Well, honestly, it's just to catch fish. It's literally, you throw it out there and you're going to catch some fish, right? You might not catch the biggest fish, but you might. You might not. Every single hookup's not going to be a massive dude. That's fine. But you're going to catch some fish. Every fish might not even be the fish that you were going for. Maybe you were out there throwing, trying to catch a bass, and you pick up a sawguy or something, or a walleye. For you northerners, we've got sawguy down here. They're like sauger mixed with walleye. I digress again. So, anyways, the bait, 8-incher. Well, compared to this big bitch, this big sucker over here, like this dude could eat this dude. Like, this is the size fish that we're looking to catch, right? Now, just because we downsize our baits to this guy as opposed to this guy, does that mean we don't have the possibility of catching that big sucker, our personal best? Like, no. In all honesty, you can catch a big sucker on this. The difference is here, you're going to catch a ton of fish. This is all about just catching fish. And hopefully you can put it in front of a big fish and you can also catch the big fish. Now this guy right here, you're just might go out there a bunch of times and you won't even get a bite. But when you do get a bite, it's a big bitch. And so some people choose to throw this. Now, what the hell am I talking about? We're supposed to be talking about marketing here, right? Well, sometimes just because you're throwing a big bait doesn't mean that that's a good thing for your business. So just because you're running advertising doesn't mean you should probably throw this guy out there and tell people like, hey, buy my $15,000 product. Big bait, big fish, right? But you could also throw this guy out here and say, hey, buy my $50 product, and this guy might catch the same damn fish that this guy does. The only difference, while it's not catching the big fish, it's also reeling in those little fish that guess what? Guess what those little fish do? Those little fish, as long as you feed them, as long as you keep them growing, they can grow into that big fish. So sometimes you just need to dangle something that they're willing to bite in front of their face. And then sometimes that'll result in the same responses, the same big fish that would have bought this one. If you throw this in the same place as you throw this, you can still get that big fish to bite. So sometimes it's not about aiming for the big fish right out the gate. Sometimes it's about giving yourself an opportunity to get the most bites possible so that you can capitalize on the most fish or customers possible. The main goal here is you just got to throw that where the fish are. Doesn't matter if you throw this over here in my yard right now, it won't catch a fish. It will not catch a fish in my front yard. You have to throw this where fish are. Same goes for the big one. You still have to throw it where the fish are. Same thing goes with your marketing efforts. Stop throwing your lure where your customers are not at. Stop dangling your offer in front of non-potential customers. So go where your customers are. And right now, we just went over exactly how marketing works. Roman made mother triple over here versus a freaking, what the hell is, I don't even remember what this is called. Is this a Seiko? I don't even know. Anyway, Roman made mother triple can catch fish. It's can catch fish. I'm not debating that. It just ain't gonna catch very much, especially not up north. You're not going to catch much with this. Now, if you do catch one with this, you might actually catch a muskie up there. Let me take that back. But I would not throw a $500 lure at a muskie. Just saying. Not my cup of tea. Anyway, I hope that this wasn't too far off the rails. I hope you understand what the hell I'm talking about. That sometimes you just need to dangle a little bait out there and you can still get that big fish. So if you got value out of this, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button right over here. And if you're looking for more information just like this, be sure to go ahead and check out this playlist over here, which will show you exactly how to set up your Google business profile and start getting more customers inside your business. Until next time, appreciate you for following along.